All right, economers, here's part two of market competition. So we'll be looking at the first of our market structures, perfect competition. This is, if we were to put competition on a spectrum, this would be one end of the competition spectrum. Um, so the best way to think of perfect competition is it would be like our ideal world where every single product that was out there, we would have hundreds of different businesses to choose from. The prices of these things would be really low. For the most part, the products are exactly the same. Um, I mean, that would be the ideal competition. So, kind of like here with choosing sweet corn, I'm gonna guess you guys can pick out the best one here. Which one is the best sweet corn to purchase? I mean, I have mine picked out, but I'm sure you guys picked out the same one too. So, um, in the case of perfect competition, the characteristics of it, this is uh, this is a market or an industry where the product everyone knows about the product. Um, for the most part, it's a product everyone is going to buy. And so there's going to be a lot of sellers that are going to have this product available. So again, kind of like sweet corn. We know what corn is. Corn is corn. Um, so the products themselves in perfect competition are pretty much identical or as close to as possible. It's hard for a sweet corn farmer to say that their product is different. Maybe this guy says, "Well, we have all yellow corn kernels." That's how they're different. It's very hard. So within this perfect competition, again, information or descriptions about the products, we all know what it is. Um, so when we think about what fits under perfect competition, think of agriculture, um, livestock, raw materials or resources where there's not really any difference between what that product is and where it's grown. So like wheat grown here in the U.S. is probably the same wheat that's grown in South America. I mean, wheat is wheat. Um, Same with fruit. Oranges are oranges, or cows are cows. It's very hard to differentiate those products. Um, Other characteristics for perfect competition. So because their product is identical and it's hard to differentiate, this this market, these guys are price takers. Um, so whatever supply and demand creates as far as an equilibrium or market price, that's pretty much what those sellers have to take. It's very hard, if milk is selling for $2 a gallon or whatever it is, it's very hard for a milk supplier to sell their milk for more because what's different about their milk? Now, obviously, if you have been to a grocery store, milk prices are different, but not a whole lot. The exceptions would be like, if they had it in a glass jar versus plastic. Well, the reason it's more expensive in a glass jar is the cost to produce it. But other than that, milk is milk, and they're selling it for whatever market price is. As far as barriers to entry, if you want to be a corn farmer, it's not a lot of barriers to entry. You don't need a license to sell corn. Um, you don't you don't need a whole lot. I mean, yes, you might need some land, which can be expensive, but as far as like corn seeds, from what I'm aware of, it's not that expensive. So, um, not a lot of barriers, so that makes it perfect competition. Because these products are, again, pretty much identical, you're not going to see a whole lot of advertising from businesses in perfect competition. Um, there's a link to a beef commercial. Um, this one probably won't show for you at home, YouTube, but maybe it'll work here.
They're as fresh as the breeze.
Eggs come to you fresh every day.
Serve them any way you please.
Eggs are natural and economical, so keep enough on hand.
Nature made them nice and neat.
High in protein and only 80 calories each. Eggs are a natural wonder. For meals, snacks, appetizers, whatever.
All you do is heat and eat.
Eggs don't run out.
The incredible edible egg.
Nice. So, not necessarily like, a brand of eggs. It's just a egg commercial. There's not a lot of need to advertise about the egg. Most people know the egg. Every once in a while, you might see more advertising done because the industry is struggling. So, like the egg industry for a while struggled because reports were saying that eating eggs or eating the yolk part of the egg was bad for people, high cholesterol. So they had to advertise to remind people, no, the egg is good for you. And if they do advertise, most likely going back to our price versus non-price, it's going to be non-price, reminding you of the qualities of the product. Because again, if it's in perfect competition, the prices are going to be about the same. So there's no need to do price advertising. So as far as your assignment with perfect competition, you're going to use that market structure portfolio. You're going to create a new slide. You can call this one perfect competition, but you need to think about a product that would fit under perfect competition. Find a print advertisement and a video commercial about that product. Now, keeping in mind this might be a little difficult. So if you find like a company that has that product, you can certainly use it. So for example, like Jolly Green Giant sells broccoli. So maybe they have Jolly Green Giant ad from a supermarket. Use that. That's fine. So you find a print ad, you find a video commercial, and then do a little research. What's its current market price, equilibrium price, or sometimes they call it cash price. So basically, what's that price that these sellers have to sell it for? So you'll add that to your market structure portfolio, and that's what you'll need for this second week of e-learning is, of course, from before your examples of price competition, non-price competition, and now your example for perfect competition. Let me know if you have questions.